Okay, so here's the deal. I don't ever get facials and I'm a facialist. So now that it's 2020, I decided that perhaps one of my resolutions or intentions or whatevers could be that I commit to what I want my clientele to commit to. If I put forth the effort, perhaps it could inspire somebody else to. I don't even really know why I don't get facials that often. I think it's just because I work for myself, so it's not as though I'm constantly working with somebody that we could just do a last minute trade. Like it takes some setup, it takes some organization. But I have a lot of estheticians in my community and I have a lot of like-minded people who are excited to treat me because they know how much I need it. They know how much I love to do it for them. So why not make this the year that I commit to 12 facials, one per month, and we'll just see how it goes. And in the meantime, I really just wanted to walk you through different ways to prepare yourself for these types of self-care appointments, which feels like a really luxurious series, but honestly, it's if you're following me, you're interested in this type of content anyways, and there's a lot of people who have questions on certain basic things and they don't realize why the success of their facial is different compared to the success of someone else. So if I could maybe set up some ways for you to be successful with your practitioner or just within your treatment pre and post care, hopefully that'll help you in the long run, save you some money, save you some confusion, save you some time. So I'm excited. I'm going to walk you through my first facial of the month. It's January 6th. I'm going to be going to see my friend Rochelle, who is located in Sierra Madre here in Los Angeles. It's just right outside of Pasadena, so it's a little east from here. As you can tell, my hair is not done because whenever you go into a facial with your hair done, it tends to just get messy. So I'm gonna wash it later. I'm not gonna worry about it for right now. If anything, I might just wear it up the rest of the day so I don't have to tamper with my skin. I'm not wearing my contacts because I want Rochelle to have accessibility to cleanse around my eyes, and I don't really feel like taking my contacts in and out at her place, so I just decided to wear my glasses instead. My face is not washed. It's currently 10 a.m. on a Monday morning and I have not washed it yet. My appointment is at 11 a.m. so I'm gonna go ahead and let her wash my skin instead. I haven't been doing anything other than computer work up until right now. I just decided to go ahead and wait it out so that she can really see my skin in a state that is more honest and she can give me a proper assessment from there. And then lastly, I took off all of my jewelry. I typically wear little earrings or a little necklace just so that I don't take it off and then forget to grab it on my way out. And I wore really easy to put on and take off clothing so that it's not just me like having to disassemble an entire outfit the whole time I'm there, so I can maximize my relaxation. So, okay, great. The next time you'll see me, I will be there and I'll walk you through her space. I'll introduce you to Rochelle and then we're gonna just experience the facial and see what it's all about, okay? Mwah. See you there. All right, let's go. Okay, we're here. I'm excited to show you the space. I'm so glad parking was easy. Oh, another thing is always have your direction copy and pasted somewhere in your notepad or on a printed out sheet of paper, whatever you feel comfortable with, because you might not have internet access the moment you get somewhere. So if there is information for you to get into the building or you don't remember the suite number, you can just pull it from your notes. I tend to do that because I've made the mistake of not doing it before. Okay, I'm excited. I'm going to show you the place. Okay, so we're here. Look at this beautiful space. Oh my gosh, I'm already so relaxed just walking in. Oh my gosh, I love the natural sunlight. And you guys might not be able to hear it, but she has beautiful, just relaxing music. Some products. Okay, let's get to it. There's Rochelle.
Hi. I'm trying to think what.
Rochelle's setting me up with a beautiful tea so we can start a tea ceremony.
Let's do, okay, anxious, let's do some chamomile.
Oh yeah, I'm highly anxious. So she's helping me out by blending some herbs for me, some tea for me. So already this is super customized. I don't think I realized this.
And we'll get this started and you can
chill out.
chill out.
Okay, so for today's facial, I was so excited to see my friend Rochelle. She and I have known each other for the last 2 years and we've done some training together. So I was really anxious to see how her new setup was now that she is in a new studio in Sierra Madre, and to just learn what she saw on my skin. Because even as an esthetician, it's nice for me to be able to get assessed by other people every once in a while. So we start by just being a little chatty, catching up, kind of, recapping our holidays, and then I make sure to go into why I'm wearing KT tape. So the reason why I'm holding up my arms is because I'm telling her what they are and how it's beneficial for an old esthetician like me. And as I'm doing this, I'm super relaxed. She's got a table warmer on the bed. I feel really supported. And then she brings out the Palo Santo, which she does get sustainably. She has been gifted the Palo Santo, so it is just meant to be an encouraging way for me to take deep breaths and to sink into my relaxation. And then right away we go into a cleanse with an oil cleanser. This is a really beautiful way to sort of unblock any dirt, oil. If I were to be wearing makeup in the very first step of the facial. It also encourages her to kind of connect with my skin, get to know what might be going on. And she does a really great job of making sure that she addresses any areas of tension, like she is going into the front of my chest and my décolleté, on my neck, right behind my neck, in my traps area, just to kind of assess where I might be holding tension, which will then block flow, which will then decrease my vitality. So she's doing a really great job of getting acquainted with my skin while still keeping on a really nice casual conversation with me and making me feel really supported. And then we move on to just adding in a regular cleanser. And what most people don't realize is cleansing in general actually should take more than just 5 minutes. Cleansing at home is something that people tend to rush through, but cleansing with an esthetician should take a couple of minutes, especially if you do have makeup and you need to kind of go in there and just make sure to remove all of that. So we start off by just doing a pretty intense cleanse because it helps us with our analysis process. It helps us get you relaxed. It helps kind of understand which areas of the skin we want to remember as we move forward with more custom care throughout the treatment. Rochelle is using all natural products on me, which is my preference, and I really would prefer if I didn't have any aggressive treatments on my skin. At the time of this facial, I was feeling really anxious and just needed to kind of chill out, and this was the perfect combination of relaxation, but also addressing some of my concerns with my skin, which at the time was I just felt a little puffy around the eyes. I hadn't slept well the night before and just felt like I was sort of overusing some muscles around my mouth and my jaw and my chin, which is really common for most people. So I wanted a little bit of massage in that area. I feel like she definitely addressed all of those points in my facial, plus she really made sure to nurture my nervous system, which I really needed. So after she cleansed thoroughly, she is now removing the cleanser with an herbal compress, which just is a nice blend of herbs to infuse into the skin as we are removing the cleanser. It's a nice way to kind of take a moment and take a deep breath too, because it smells really lovely, but it's not too invigorating. Nothing in this practice or in this facial was too stimulating at all. I felt like it was just right. After we did the cleanse, we did just a very simple skin analysis where she was able to sort of check in and see what my needs were and made some observations as to what she noticed on my skin. Some basic things going on, just a little bit of congestion in the T-zone, which is really common for me and nothing that I'm ever that concerned about. And then also noticed that my skin was fairly hydrated, which makes me feel good knowing that I'm using the right products and we don't really need to make any adjustments at this time. Overall, she was really complimentary of my skin, which made me feel really good because I put in a lot of effort. And I also felt like the things that she did notice that I might need to work on, she wasn't telling me are negatives. She just sort of amplified what I already knew in a nice, gentle way. Next, we went ahead and did a nice enzyme blend on the skin. So this was a mask that we left onto the skin until it sort of naturally would neutralize on its own. Just rich in a bunch of different natural enzymes to help brighten the skin, break down any of the congestion that is just on the very superficial layer of my skin, without damaging the integrity of my microbiome and my skin barrier. It was super gentle. I'm actually pretty sensitive to these types of acid blends, but because this was an enzyme blend, I felt really supported. And even just her application with her hands felt really gentle and soothing to me. The product itself was cold at first, which felt really, really nice. It felt very soothing and refreshing. I was a fan. Next, Rochelle gave me a beautiful hand and arm massage, which was so needed. She pays such great attention to detail, and her touch is both light and effective. So it was a really nice touch. And then once we finished this, my camera cut out, so I'm just going to quickly recap the rest of the treatment. We ended up doing an antioxidant-rich mask after this, as my skin was just sort of ready to receive as many nutrients as it physically could. And while this was happening, she did a great job of nurturing all of the nerves that are on the scalp. I actually love doing a scalp massage when I am masking because I find that this is a great way for people to finally release some of that tension that we hold in our scalp. And she did this with a yin rake, which felt really, really nurturing and relaxing. We talked a little bit, but I felt myself really drifting into a nice, peaceful, restful state. After that, she removed the mask, and then we did a nice lymphatic massage, which felt so supportive. It felt like the fluid that's just sort of lingering underneath the dermal layer was finally sort of flushing through, which was much needed after the holiday season. And I did a road trip where I was just sitting for a long time, so that stagnation that was just stuck in my neck and in my shoulders was finally freed up and released, so that the dermal tissues and waste that's just sort of lingering in our lymphatic system was finally able to flow on through. And then finally, she did a nice layered approach of serums, moisture, and protection, and then finished me off with this really beautiful cooling machine to help calm any irritation in the skin that just naturally occurs when we are stimulating the skin. So I felt really relieved and soothed as we were wrapping up. It was a really gentle, loving treatment, and I was just really excited to take that time to lay down and get nurtured, and then my skin looked phenomenal when we were done. Okay, we just finished. Thank you so much, Rochelle. I'm so grateful. Any post-facial tips that you need to let me know about?
Yeah, so you do want to keep your body temperature pretty level today, so I wouldn't do any strenuous workouts. You're good on that.
I
did put some sunscreen on. It is a physical sunscreen, so this evening you do want to make sure you go ahead and cleanse that off.
Perfect.
Drink lots of water.
Got it.
No coffee.
No. Got it.
No coffee.
Perfect.
And
I need that. I need that reminder.
Of antioxidants.
Okay, great.
Berries.
Okay, great.
Berries.
I have a smoothie waiting for me at home that's like super berry rich, so this should be perfect.
So,
Yay!
thank you.